unable to play. How do you, I don't know what to do now, Brew. I feel like you're thrown for a loop.
Well, I think Lamar will play. I mean, he's been sitting out the last, 4 weeks?
They'd always been Wednesdays, though. This is a Thursday, which is odd, but yeah.
If he can't play, they're in trouble.
Okay, the last 4 weeks he has a completion percentage of 56, has 1 touchdown, 5 turnovers.
No, I get that, but he's good enough, and he's still in his prime, where I fully expect him to turn this around at some point. Whether it's this week, next week, whatever. Like, it's like you feel about the Chiefs. Like, until they're out, you feel like, man, their track record, they're going to turn it around.
You're saying about that for Lamar the player.
Like he's good enough where I'm just, this is not going to continue. Now, as far as Marlon's quote, I mean, really? Like now? Where was this against Cincinnati? Since a divisional opponent in your building.
No way.
Must win? You started 1-5. It's been a must win for 6 weeks. I mean, really?
Nope.
I do not like this, Wilds.
I know you don't like it.
Yeah. I adore it. I adore this. All right? I want to caress this sentiment. I want to dance with this quote. That we must win. Put on a slow jam, Wilds. I'm in the mood. All right? I love that quote.
Break.
You're leaving? That's too much. That was the first time he hasn't tricked you with the misdirection. I saw that. You saw it coming a mile away. You love it, bro?
Yeah, he adores it. He wants to caress it. I want to put some Luther on. That's how I feel about that quote. Yes, finally. Where has this been? Now, if Tyler Huntley's the quarterback,
they beat the Bears with Tyler Huntley.
That's something weird. I don't know if you're joking around.
I'm not going to be that confident if Lamar doesn't play. But if he plays, I love it.
I understand the idea of course, Lamar is an all-time great. He is going to turn it around. He's hurt. There's every flashing red light says, I'm hurt. Watch the game. I do not look like myself.
And Nick has kind of made this point. It's something in his legs, the ankle, the whatever it is, the knee, lower extremities. He still should be able to throw the football. And if I'm John Harbaugh, you know what? If I know he can't really move like usual, lean into the run.
I don't know.
You got the best running back of this generation, and Keaton Mitchell's okay too. He had an 18-yard touchdown run against the Bengals. Like, lean into the run and pass just when you need to.
Yeah, there's the Lamar being banged up cannot be an excuse for this level of play. And I think Brew agrees with me on it. Like, it can be.
I mean, he's moving okay.
It can be an explanation for your play dipping. It cannot be an excuse for your play cratering. Just can't be. Like, that's not
unless he shouldn't be playing.
But I guess here would be my point. We've all watched this month of football where he has played poorly. He has not, to me, looked like a player. It's like, my God.
Right.
Why is he out there?
Exactly.
Like, he's not.
But the numbers are telling you that.
Right. So is it, and I guess what I'm saying is it not possible that he's just playing poorly?
Is it possible that he's just playing poorly? That is the question. I do agree that it's not fair. You can't just say, oh, he's banged up, that's why he's playing this bad. I think it's a combination of factors, but like M. Jones was like, could barely move, and he was out there wheeling and dealing. He was in agony. I don't even know what it was, his hip, his ab, his back, his knee. I mean, like, he was in agony, eating bananas and stuff, like, and yet he was still able to show something more than what Lamar is doing. And Lamar is so amazing, so great, snorts, so elite, so special that even banged up, you're expecting better play. And even if we're just saying, well, he's just, he's banged up and he's playing poorly, I still would expect the floor to be higher because it's Lamar Jackson. I don't expect it to be as high if it's a lower level quarterback, if it's Brock Perry, if it's, Kirk Cousins. Baker, you know, whatever it may be. But like this is Lamar Jackson. Like that's why it's just like you get the heavy is the head that wears the crown treatment because it's like you're Lamar Jackson. I mean, this is also a silly question, right? I know obviously Bruce set up to be like, I love it, I adore it, but like the sense of urgency, it's like, yeah, obviously, right? Like obviously it's a must win. Obviously this buffs you're not a great team right now. But and listen, normally I would agree with Brew with the whole like, oh, this is the Ravens, this is Lamar. I expect him to turn it around, you know, like Nick thinks the Chiefs. The fundamental difference is, and I think I talked about this before, is that the Ravens have played really bad, really poorly for many games, whereas the Chiefs have not. The Chiefs have lost, but you don't look at that and say, Patrick Mahomes is broken. Patrick Mahomes is in a slump. This offense is a disaster. This defense is a mess. You don't say that. You can say that at various stages of the Ravens. Obviously, it's different because of the injuries and because of Lamar playing, not playing, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not this perfect one-tune comp, but like if we're being honest with ourselves, you should feel a lot more comfortable and confident with the Kansas City Chiefs than you do with the Baltimore Ravens. And a big part of that is quarterback play. And right now, it's like I'm not even 100% interested in trying to flesh out the reason or the cause of Lamar's struggles right now. I stand by that he should be playing better even if he is banged up. And if he is so injured, then he shouldn't be playing. Then he should just not be playing right now. But considering what I see him on the field right now, I understand that he's obviously banged up. But like he doesn't look so banged up that you are like, okay, well this explains why he's struggling. Like the dude is laboring. That doesn't seem to be the case. So like things are just a mess right now. It's an objectively true statement. And I don't know what the straightforward solution is. And that is always the problem when you are a quarterback like Lamar or even a Mahomes or an N, where like the core of truly what makes you special is really just your absolute insane athleticism and ability to just be like, I can make a play in any given moment. And it is why we're probably not going to see the style of a Lamar or a Mahomes or an Allen have the type of career of a Tom Brady, who is just like, my superpower is that I deliver that ball and I do it at the highest level you can do, right? Like that's why even like an Aaron Rodgers right now is kind of struggling a little bit because people don't realize that like his game involved a lot of mobility and moving around. Nowhere near obviously like a Lamar. And again, when I'm talking about like making plays and mobility, I don't just mean rushing for 80 yards and whatnot, but it is like the core of what makes Mahomes of what makes Allen, Lamar really is their larger than L life athleticism. Where you're just like, what you guys can do on the field, your vision, your ability to let it rip, scramble, shake off contact, you know, whatever it may be, is just so extraordinary. It's so through the roof that like when that is taken away from you, when that is limited even marginally, your game suffers some pretty big consequences. Whereas a Tom Brady loses some mobility, it's like, yeah, he's a little bit more, you know, he's got to get rid of the ball a little bit faster now or something. And, you know, he's more susceptible to taking sacks, but like, you know, he still could throw that 40-yard back shoulder pass like no one's business right now. And it's just like, you know, it's just I don't know, in a weird way. And I'm not saying this is happening right now. I'm not saying that this is the beginning of the end, but I think personally the way how I viewed this season for Josh Allen Mahomes and Josh Allen Mahomes and Lamar, we got glimpses for all of these quarterbacks. Glimpses what it looks like when they lose a step, when they're just not who we know them to be. We got glimpses of what these quarterbacks will look like when they're 34, 35, you know, like that's what I think. That's what I think. And again, I'm not saying that like this is the end of Lamar, he's done, or, you know, that Lamar won't be better than he is in this immediate moment, how he's playing right now when he's 33, 34, 35, because I do think this is, you know, more of an outlier than the norm or like the true future. That's why I'm saying glimpses. We're getting glimpses of like, it's not the quarterbacks that we know. And what's on the table is them to adapt because these are adaptable quarterbacks. These are all great quarterbacks. You know, Lamar process just like Josh Allen needs, just like Patrick Mahomes needs, but Patrick Mahomes has had throughout his entire career. Like, so it's not a value statement on Lamar at all. But it's just not going to be second nature for him. Whereas Lamar, the core of Lamar's play has also been instinctual. And Greg Cosell has always talked a lot about that like, this is not, a rhythm and timing quarterback that, his play is always very much instinctual. And when it is very much instinctual, there's only so much that a coach can do in that moment. And so it is Lamar in that regard is going to be more difficult to coach, which is why I think the way you're even seeing how this offense run right now, you're going to be like, well, Lamar's not quite Lamar right now. And so it's harder for us to like put Lamar in a situation to succeed right now. Whereas that's going to be a little bit different with even like a Mac Jones and a Shanahan. And again, make no mistake about it, Lamar Jackson is infinitely better than a Mac Jones. I'm just trying to point out when you have different skill sets, how they can kind of be, tweaked, depending on the circumstance. So I just think that that's like, it's kind of like a perfect storm right now in terms of the style of play of Lamar, what he's capable of doing right now physically, and just the situation. I just think it probably makes him a lot less more resilient to some of the issues that Lamar has right now. And again, I'll just end here by emphasizing again, it's not a value statement on Lamar. It's just the reality of what we're dealing with. And so it's frustrating to see, and it's not what you want to see, but like, yeah, I don't, it's like if Lamar isn't healthy, then you say, well, put in Tyler Huntley. And it is crazy because this is what I said a couple days ago. It's just like when the Ravens beat the Bears, it's like Tyler Huntley played like he was Lamar. Like that was the game you got. You got a Lamar Jackson game, and it's just like if he could do that again, which you're not necessarily banking on, you're like, all right, well then you can win some games, but like, if Lamar's healthy enough, you would still feel obviously more comfortable with Lamar, but then he has to understand how to play within that system. And the coaching staff has to understand how to put Lamar in that system and in that position to succeed. And it's not as simple as just lead into the run game. It's like, that sounds great. And if you could always just lean into the run game, then sure, then absolutely do it right. And like, I'm one of those people that said, run the ball more against the Kansas City Chiefs in 2023. It's like, run the ball more. That's a lot more straightforward. But you can't just say like, okay, we're just going to run the ball, especially because Lamar Jackson is part of that run game. And if he can't run the ball the way how you want to, it's not just like, well, we'll just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. Like maybe that's the solution considering the circumstances, but it's just, I just think there's also other things to contemplate and address as well. So it's a bizarre situation right now. It is absolutely a bizarre situation for the Baltimore Ravens. No doubt about it. And one that, even though they have not looked quite right throughout the whole course of the season, which is obviously not a hot take, seeing how they played against the Cincinnati Bengals, I found jarring. Seeing how Lamar has been playing now, it's like I find jarring, and I'm looking for explanations, and I'm not just going to say, well, the O-line and injuries and this. It's like it's more than that. We can say that those are contributing factors without a doubt, but that's not the core reason. Lamar is too great of a quarterback to have the production that he's having right now, to look how he's looking right now. I just, and again, it's based off of how great I think Lamar is. I'd be given all the excuses in the world for lower level quarterbacks or quarterbacks who are just not the absolutely elite. Like, no one ever questions, is Lamar really top 3? Like, no one really does that. Any people that you see online or on TV are always just a bunch of random people, but everyone always universally says, well, we know it's Mahomes, Allen, Lamar. Like, everyone always says that. So yeah, you are judged at a different level. And when you're going with resilience, I used to always say that you could make the argument that Lamar Jackson, whether you want to say Mahomes is better or whoever is better, that Lamar Jackson would be the most resilient on the worst team because of what he can do. And, you know, I kind of go back and forth between him and maybe Josh Allen, but I think Lamar would be able to overcome a lack of a run game, O-line, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe definitely better than like a Mahomes, Burrow, et cetera. If you're on a bad team, clears throat, not great receivers, not great coaches, et cetera. I just mean like you got thrown on the Carolina Pan. I used to use the Carolina Panthers now that they're winning. You got thrown on the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, it's just like, yeah, I think Lamar Jackson would probably be the best at, you know, elevating and keeping that team afloat more so than, say, Mahomes or Allen or Burrow or something. But it could also be true that Lamar Jackson, when he's banged up and the team is imperfect, he might be the least resilient in that moment. You can't be the best at every single thing. You can't be the best at every single metric. Like you just can't. If you are, then you'd be an absolute super freak and you'd have 12 Super Bowls already. It's just not how things work. So, yeah, I have to just kind of continue to wait to see how this all unfolds. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens? How do you think this is all kind of unfolding right now? Why do you think it's unfolding the way it is? You know, specifically with Lamar's play, et cetera, et cetera. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.